The final live TV debate in the US presidential election saw Donald Trump and his Democratic rival Joe Biden clash over coronavirus, racial equality and allegations of corruption. Despite the candidates' bitter rivalry, the debate in Nashville, Tennessee was significantly more restrained than their first head-to-head last month. Our North America editor John Sopel was watching.
Joe Biden emerged onto the stage masked, the president maskless. This was identical to the first food fight of a debate, but this was altogether more restrained, and all the better for it. Yes, the shouting had been replaced by a series of emoji faces, eye rolls, mock indignation, derisive laughter, but the exchanges were still sharp. The president claimed coronavirus was turning a corner.
We have a vaccine that's coming, it's ready, it's going to be announced within weeks. We're learning to live with it. We have no choice. We can't lock ourselves up in a basement like Joe does.
He says that we're learning to live with it. People are learning to die with it. You folks home will have an empty chair at the kitchen table this morning. That man or wife going to bed tonight and reaching over to try to touch their, out of habit, where their wife or husband was, is gone.
The president went after the Biden family and the son of the former vice president, Hunter, and the money that he'd made abroad.
You got $3.5 million. Your family got $3.5 million. And, you know, someday you're going to have to explain, why did you get 3.5? I never got any money from Russia.
But Joe Biden wasn't going to take any lectures from the president about transparency.
You have not released a single solitary year of your tax return. What are you hiding?
And on race and racism, claim and counterclaim.
Nobody has done more for the black community than Donald Trump. And if you look, with the exception of Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history.
And there were harsh words traded over the administration's child separation policy to discourage illegal immigration at the border. Babies were separated from their parents, and 3 years on, there are over 500 children who've become orphans because the US authorities don't know where the parents are. The president defended what they'd done.
They are so well taken care of. They're in facilities that were so clean.
But some of them haven't been reunited.
But they got separated from their parents. And it makes us a laughing stock and violates every notion of who we are as a nation.
Joe Biden sought to portray himself as the healer and unifier, Donald Trump as the outsider who'd fix America's broken politics. I went to a bar in Nashville where Trump supporters had gathered. Most striking was how empty it was. 3 weeks ago for the first debate, it was rammed with a few hundred people there. Last night, there were around a dozen. So will this final debate make a difference to the outcome of the election?
I think that most Americans are already decided.
I think it may change a few people's minds, but statistically, it just doesn't change that many people's minds. Debates don't.
I'm still pretty much undecided. I think that I'm just disappointed in both candidates.
Donald Trump was much more disciplined, much more effective in the debate last night. But is it too little, too late, with only 11 days to go until polling? And already in the United States, it seems that probably over a third of the electorate have already cast their ballots. John Sopel, BBC News, Nashville, Tennessee.